Marcus Slade, Chicago Globetrotter. Hey. We saw the first one. All participants are muted.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to the Freedom Call on Wednesday night. Good evening, Mr. Berger. How you doing, sir?
Doing outstanding, sir. Good evening to you.
Good. I must apologize. I wanted to be here a few minutes earlier, but I just ran in from you-know-where, so just running, getting things done. But I really wanted to do this. I wanted to do it live. I wanted to do it live as well. So for those who might be on Facebook, I'm also streaming it at the same time. And so I want to give folks a little time to join us on Facebook as well. And tonight I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to rant and rave and scream again. Like I said last week, I'm going to do my very, very best to just share some information. I think I can read without these glasses. Just share some information I think that might truly help people in building their business. And try to stay as calm as possible, as I possibly can about it. And so the first part of this call, I would say, well, let me get back and say how we got this subject about can anyone do this? Mr. Delco has a way of firing me up. I guess we build upon each other. We fire each other up a little bit, and he fires me up because he can bring out things in me. See, excuse me. After 35 years of business, you tend to just forget a lot of things. You take a lot of things for granted. And sometimes we have to sort of poke at you to get you to think about things that you've forgotten, that you just don't even think about. So he asked a question last week that, man, it just hit me. He said, Tyrone, do you really believe that anyone can build this business? Anyone can build a network. Anyone can build this business. And I emphatically, without hesitation, said yes. Absolutely yes. No doubt in my mind about it. None. Zero. None. And so this talk tonight, I want to talk about why I believe anyone can do it. That's the first part. And why I believe everyone should do it. That's the second part. So let's talk about why I believe anyone can do it. See? Because the business is really simple, folks. But we complicate the business. The reason I believe anyone can do it because especially Karatbars. Karatbars in my 35 years in my 4 years in Karatbars is the simplest thing I've ever seen for anyone to do because technology has made it so simple that it is beyond you as a person. It's beyond your personality. If you plug into the system, when you plug into the system, it's beyond your personality. It's beyond you. It's beyond your skill set. Your skill set, your personality, your education, your background doesn't have anything to do with you achieving in Karatbars internationally, especially Karatbars. That's why I'm saying Karatbars. I could say this for almost every company as well. Okay? The degree of difficulty varies. Now, let me go back to what I mean by anyone can do this. What do we ask people to do in Karatbars? We said, number one, it's free to get in. That means that anybody 18 years old, older can get involved. Period. That's done. Oh, and you can get paid from that free position. You can earn income from that free position. And that's not the most lucrative. That's not the most profitable. But you can get started. And sometimes you must crawl, before you walk. And you must walk before you run. Or you must jog before you run. Okay, then you must run or jog before you sprint. You get in where you fit in. That's what we mean when we say get in where you fit in. Nothing prohibits anyone from getting started in Karatbars. That's number one. Then we say, okay, you've gotten started. We ask you to pay yourself first. Well, let's say we ask you to pay yourself first. Now, anyone can do that. It's just a decision. I don't care who they are. They can do that. If they don't have any consistent income right now, they must get a consistent income at some point in their life, at some point anyway, from somewhere. And they must start to pay themselves first. Okay? Not the rent, not the mortgage, not the car note. I don't care if it's $5. Pay yourself first. Can everyone do that? Yes, they can. Can everyone send in their KYC documents and validate who they are? That they are who they say they are. They live where they say they are, because the company ships out what? Gold, and gold is money directly to your doorstep via FedEx. So everyone can do that. Everyone on the planet can do that. So yes, everyone can do that. Let's see what else we ask. Oh, wait a minute. And then we say, oh, and if you like to earn income, share this with other people around the world. And everyone can do that. We didn't say go out and do a seminar on it. We didn't say you go sit down with them at Starbucks. We said share the information. How do we share the information? By driving them to the website. By driving them to your team's website. In our particular case, we drive people to the realmoney.info. Or to get a capture page, you drive them to your capture page. That's it. That means anyone can do that. Anyone can do that. Excuse me, from the comfort of their home. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've been going back and forth to the hospital for the last 6 weeks. It has not interrupted my business one bit. Oh, it's maybe had to modify some behavior, but every single chance my wife goes to sleep, I'm on the telephone. If they have service, Wi-Fi, they got the telephone line in the hospital, or I'm finding me a spot where I can make phone calls, I'm making phone calls. I'm in the lobby. I'm still talking to folks. I'm still getting things done. Maybe not as much done if I could do it if I'm sitting in my office like at my desk like I am right now at home. But it hasn't stopped me from doing the business. You get what I'm saying? And so that means anybody can do the business. Wait a minute. Regardless of your age. See, now I'm going to shortcut that conversation by saying this. No matter what your reason is for thinking somebody can't do it, trust me, there is someone in the world of Karatbars who's doing it. If you say I'm too young to do it, we have 18, 19, 20-year-olds, millennials who are tearing up Karatbars all across the world. Excuse gone. You say I'm too old to do it. I just turned 85 years old. I can't learn anything. I can't do anything. Not true. We have people over 80-some years old, 90 years old, that are doing what? Those three things. Who filled out an application. I don't know what's going on in my throat here. Filled out an application. Who are saving gold and who are sharing with people. We have people with no education doing it. People with a lot of education doing it. People with sordid history doing it. It doesn't matter. Can do this business. Okay? The amount of success may vary. The speed in which a person succeeds may vary from person to person. Okay? But anybody can do it. Now, here's the challenge. In order to do it, however, a person must be willing to change. And that is the stumbling block right there. Most people don't want to change. They just don't want to change. Okay? I appreciate everybody's joining me on the live stream. Dr. Nancy, thank you. I see you up there. Kay Coleman, different people. Mr. Scott. I don't know what's going on here. But a lot of people just don't want to change. They don't want to change. Because change hurts. They want to say, I am who I am. That's who I was born. That's who I was raised. No. Believe it or not, we as human beings are the only organism on the planet that has the ability to actually decide what we want to be. Who we want to live. Who we want to become. Okay? We're the only organism on the planet that can decide to dream a thing and make that thing a reality. We're not dictated to by nature. We're not dictated to by the environment. We can change our environment. We can be born in South Africa, decide to move to the United States. We can be born in the United States, decide to move to South Africa. We can be born in New Zealand, decide to move to Australia. We can do anything we want to do. Excuse me. If we make up our mind that we want to change. And so the thing that stops most from building a business is they don't want to change. We don't want to change who we think our core self is. We don't want to change. Okay? Mr. Delco and Monisha saw some folks the other night that they looked at them and said, oh my God, these folks would never build a business. No, They won't build a business right away, but they can build a business. And that's why I say I give a CD or card, my business card, to anybody at 98.6 and breathing, because I can't determine the size of a person's dream by looking at them. I give them a card, and I let them decide. But I know they can decide. And see, some folks come in this business on a scale of 1 to 10, and I don't like to rank people. Let's say business. They were a 9 or a 10. They fired up. They ready to go. Okay? And they take off running. Like Miss Shayla Abrams saw the program, and 30 minutes later, she has a VIP pack and been running ever since. Well, that's unusual. That's not the norm. I would say most people come in business of 5 or 6. They come in hesitant. They come in wondering if they can do it. Not just, they come in wondering if they can do the business. And skeptical. Especially if they've already been in 4 or 5 different programs similar to this one before. And they say, oh, man, I wonder if this is just another one of those things. So you got all this stuff going ahead, but they still can do it. But they got to be willing to change their attitude, change their posture, change themselves. And that's the biggest thing. Paul Zane Pills said, our only security in the future is in our ability to learn to change and to adapt, folks. Okay? Learn to change and to adapt. Most people want to change. That's it. So anybody can do this business because we're not asking anybody to do anything difficult to do. Anybody can build a worldwide network. When they plug in the Wealth Builders Worldwide and start sending that link out all around the world, get on Facebook, get on Instagram, get on LinkedIn, and start talking to folks all over the world, your network's going to grow. Now, if you have a big sphere of influence, it could grow fast. Look, when I got in Karatbars, I had already been networking for 30 years. I had 3,000-4,000 phone numbers in my phone. I really didn't have to write down a list. They was in my phone. And I already had the work habit. I already understood the power of getting a fast start. So there's some things that gave me an advantage to take off, boom, and make like $10,000 the first month because I had certain advantages on my side. Okay? That's why you shouldn't compare yourself to other people in the business. Everybody comes at their own market. If you come in at 4 or 5 or 6, you've never been networking. By that, I don't mean network marketing. I mean you never been one of those people who reach out and say hello to other people, touch other people, say hello, build friendships. You haven't one of those people, now you want to network all of a sudden. I remember the company I was in about 20 years ago. I worked with a guy. He was arrogant, aloof, very seldom talked to folks, referred to people who we worked with as the help because we were managers. He referred to everybody else around there as the help. I mean, literally. I don't mean in his head. I mean, he referred to them as the help. If they weren't in management, they were the help. Okay? And then he discovered networking, and all of a sudden he started to smile and wanted to get along with folks and wanted to say hello to folks and couldn't understand why nobody really wanted to buy a product from him. Nobody wanted to get in business with him. And I didn't have the heart to tell him. I just said, yeah, I understand how you feel, man. Okay? But he set that up years in advance because he was not a people person out there connecting and talking with people. So I don't know if I answered that question, Mr. Delco, when I said anybody can do this, but anybody can. And I've watched anyone do this. I've watched people from all kinds of backgrounds, all different ethnic groups, religious groups do this business. That's why you don't want to be too myopic in your way of thinking at all, ever. Look, because you want a network full of people. You're not looking for 10,000, you're looking for the one. Okay, and you might be Christian, you might be Baha'i, you might be Muslim, you might be Jehovah's Witness, but the one that comes to your team that tears it up might be an atheist. You don't know. Do you have the personality that can encompass all of that? Do you have the personality that can bring anybody into the fold? In Wealth Builders Worldwide, I like to think we have a system that welcomes everyone, regardless of their background. We are humanity. We are united as one. And I believe that anybody can do it. Now, like I said again, the pace in which a person succeeds is going to vary from person to person. But if you give yourself time to succeed, and you give your team member time to succeed, you're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. Okay? Because there isn't anything here in the world of Karatbars to stop a person from building their business. And all the tools are put in place. And somebody's going to take off, and in 3-6 months, they're going to be free. The next person's going to take 2-3 years. The next person's going to take 5 years. But it's worth it. Just all depends on how we like to think about what we're doing. I mean, you think about how we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to go through 16 years of school, go through 12 years all through high school just to get a mediocre job that keeps us broke our entire life, and we don't even question it. I got to get the high school diploma so I can get a decent job, so I can work a job for 45 years and end up broke at 65 anyway. Or better yet, I got to go pay $200,000, $300,000 for a college education, and even after the college education, that's what we think now, we got to go look for a job. I mean, what a deal. Can you imagine buying something and they said, now when you finish with this 4 years of hardcore education, paying us $300,000, we're going to give you a piece of paper and go find yourself a job. Hey, nice knowing you. You have matriculated. Now go out there and make it happen. And people gladly do that. Stamp themselves on the chest. Have graduation ceremonies, have parties for it. Now, I'm not anti those things. I'm saying think about this for a minute. And we accept that as normal. But we get into a business, and you've been in business 30 days, and people come to you and say, have you got rich yet? Or better yet, you start thinking, I've been in 9 days, where's my money? I've been in that. Why? Because we've been conditioned to short-term gratification. And that's a change that has to be made. We got to get out of short-term gratification. A job is designed to give you short-term gratification. And when you get hooked on that short-term gratification, getting paid every Friday or every 2 weeks or once a month, and if you get hooked on it and you get in that matrix, you're going to be there your entire life. Warren Buffett said, he said all over Facebook, until you learn how to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. Now, I was 28 years old, been through college, got the education, and I'm sitting in a seminar, and a guy to me started talking about this thing called freedom. I never even heard the concept. And he started explaining to me why. So I already told you, you can do it. But here's the big thing. Most people know why they should do it. See, look around and say, my neighbor to the right go to work. My neighbor to the left go to work. Everybody goes to work. So why should I be any different? Because you choose to be different. And I was 20 years old. And I thank God every single day that at 20 years old, I'm sitting there and this gentleman on stage started talking about freedom. And I listened and I heard and I realized there was an alternative to working 45 years in a job. And I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I believe from day one, I believe that gentleman could do it, then I could figure out a way to get free. I mean, that's literally what it boiled down to me. If that gentleman could do it, I could do it. And then I started hearing the reasons as to why I wanted to do the business. Why I wanted to understand. When I got into business at 28 years old, I had a few habits that repelled people. If you have habits that repel people, you might want to work on those. You say, what do you mean by repel people? Now, I'm going to tell you, there are habits that repel people. I'm not going to talk because I don't want to step on any toes tonight. I'm going to try to be nice tonight. But there are things that repel people that you can do that repel. Your dress can be a repellent to people. Your hairdo could be a repellent to people. I'm not saying you got to change your hairdo. You ain't got to change nothing based on what I'm saying. I'm just saying, what do you want? How bad do you want a certain thing? My first job out of college, as an example, I went to I went to, I don't know, maybe 15 different job interviews my senior year. I really didn't care too much about the job, but I went practice, rehearsal. The professors told me to go to all these interviews so I get a habit of doing it, so I feel comfortable doing it. But I felt comfortable anyway, but I kept doing them. But then one company came on campus. I said, uh-oh, I want this job. This job is paying like twice more money than any job that come on campus. Okay, it was with the Ford Motor Company, based out of Dearborn, Michigan. I said, uh-oh, with their corporate office. I said, this is the big time. I said, now I got to look the part to get this job. So the first I realized, oh, I got to shave the beard. Beard had to go. I shaved everything but the mustache. I said, oh, I got to trim up the hair. I cut off I cropped their hair up. Nobody told me to do it. Okay? It's like the reticular activated system in your brain. When you get a goal and you get fixed on it, your brain will tell you the things you do to get that goal. It told me, oh, look, I only had 2 suits in the closet. A lime green one and a dark blue one. My funeral suit and my party suit. My brain common sense said, you might not wear the lime green suit to this job. That don't look corporate enough. I wore the dark blue suit. Some say you might want to wear the blue shirt and tie. I wore the blue shirt and tie. Some said you might want to wear the black shoes. I wore the black shoes. Hey, and look, and get this briefcase from your buddy and make sure you take a briefcase with you too so you look like you're a corporate person. And when I walked into the job interview, folks, there was about 10 other guys sitting there. When I walked in, they sent the rest of them home. I hadn't even opened my mouth because I looked the part. I changed to look the part I wanted to play. Okay? You out there, you want to sponsor a corporate executive, but you looking unlike that person, like someone that person can relate to. Difficult to do. You may be able to do it. Okay, if it's one-on-one. So anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. I'm saying, but I'm trying to raise your awareness of these things that we must become conscious of. Now, social media and being on the internet and being on Facebook has limited all of that. I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now with a jacket on, a shirt, a tie on, and I got on my Wealth Builders hat, and it's cool. And so I'm saying you can do a lot of different things today. So some of the stuff I'm saying is applicable and some of it's not applicable. You just got to be conscious of what you are all the time when you're out in the marketplace. But we're back to why you want to do this thing. So when the guy said to me, he started quoting some facts like 95% of the population will be dead or broke at age 65. I said, they didn't teach me that in college. Okay, this is 1983 now. He said, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 85% of the population won't have $200 in the bank at age 65. I said, they didn't teach me that in college. I said, now I know what I'm saying hurts your feelings and you don't want to believe that because nobody's ever said that to you and you just got out of college and they told you how great it was. You're going to have this great job for the rest of your life. I said, but look around you at the people who are doing what you're doing for a living and ask yourself, do you want to be doing that 20 years from now? And the answer was no. I didn't want to do it 90 days from then, much less another 35 or 40 years. And I had what they called a good job at 28, on my own home, 4 cars in the driveway, pool in the backyard. I said, man, you know what? This is not cutting it. I didn't see my wife. She going one way, I'm going the other way. It was crazy. And this guy started talking about freedom. Okay? I knew what freedom was, but boy, I said I had to have it. I understood sleeping to the crack of noon. I understood. But here's why you want to do it as well, folks. Because until you build a network, you'll never get free. As long as your income is based on your ability to perform, you will never get free. Now, I know many of you on this call, you're already 55, 60, you already face retirement, so this may not apply to you at all. But at the same time, it does. You know why? Because even if you are going to retire soon, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, that retirement money is not enough. It's not enough. They give you $1,500 retirement or $1,200 retirement after 30 years, and then you got a little Social Security coming in. So now you're trying to live on $2,000 a month for the rest of your life. What kind of life is that? Okay? I mean, at least you're not in the streets starving. You're not homeless, but it's not a great life. Okay? And God forbid if you have some serious medical stuff going on like I got going on right now. Hey, Val has one prescription costs $500 a month. Just one. Just one. It costs $500 a month. Okay? I'm trying to tell you, there's so many reasons why you want to build your network, especially if you're young. If you're under 40 years old, you got that energy, that stamina, man, stop partying and get out there and start putting your network together, a network where your income is being generated 24 days, 7 days a week from all around the world. That's what Karatbars put you in a position to do. That's what Mr. Harold Sykes has put us all in a position to do, is to sit here and build a network from the comfort of our home that can expand the globe. And wait a minute. Oh, my God, I forgot the most important part of the conversation. Can anybody do this? Oh, my gracious. Mr. Harold Sykes made it so simple the last 90 days. He said, you don't have to build a network. You just got to believe. You got to believe in what he's saying. You don't even have to build a network. I forgot that part. God, I forgot all about that. That's the first part I was talking about this evening. Anybody can do this. Why? Because all Mr. Harold Sykes has done now says, we got a program where all you got to do is enroll for free, get your KYC documents done, and then start to save Cash Gold and use that Cash Gold to do what? Acquire Carrot Bank coin. You don't have to build a network. You don't have to sponsor anybody. You don't have to recruit anybody. You don't have to carry the inventory. You get all the Cash Gold coin you can and believe. And based on the track record of Mr. Harold Sykes, I'm a 100% believer. I got all the Cash Gold I can get every chance I can get. And by the way, for those who don't, you have 48 hours. Because Friday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that part is over. Oh, we got something else coming for you, going to blow you away. We got something else coming for you, going to blow you away. I can't tell you any more than that. But I'm just telling you right now, this last 9 days has been wonderful. For those who say, well, I can't sponsor anybody. You don't have to. All you do is go get some Cash Gold. And you could be a millionaire by choice or a multi-millionaire by choice. You can get all the Cash Gold you want. There was no maximum. There was no limitation. There was nothing. And still, some people didn't do it. Some people have not taken full advantage of that. Some people went and bought flat screen TVs. Some people went on vacation. Some people went on cruises. Some people bought Denali. Some people did all kinds of goofy things. And they're going to wonder 5, 10, 15 years from now why they still broke. Because of the choices and decisions they made. Okay? Why you want to do this thing? Because you want to be free. Because some point you're going to get old, you're going to get tired, you're going to get sick. At some point, it's going to happen. I didn't know the last 6 weeks I was going to spend going back and forth to the hospital every single day. I had no idea. I didn't see that in my future at 28 years old. I didn't see that at 50. I didn't see it at 60. I didn't know I was going to have a heart attack at 60 years old myself. I didn't know. Okay? I thank God every day I got in networking and built a business. Why? What about you? What about your kids? Wouldn't you like to free them from bondage, from having to go to work every single day, for selling their life, their dreams? I love there's a 5-minute video on Facebook. I came up with a name about somebody named Dylan that talked about you spend 40 years of your life going back and forth to work, selling your time and hours for pittance. I'm like Tanisha Glassby says, I'd rather make $50,000 a year and be free than $150,000 a year and be a slave. Now, that's an attitude. Everybody don't have that attitude. Some folks like going back and forth to work all their life and they don't even think about it. They don't think about it till it's too late. Okay? The average person spends 30 to 40 hours a week, 40 to 50 hours a week watching television. An absolutely non-productive activity. When they can spend it building a network. And it's worth it. And watch this now. I said in the beginning, what? And you can do it. Everybody can do it. One of the things that sort of got me a few years ago was I started to wonder, Mr. Delco, could everybody do it? Because I know the price that my wife and I paid to get free. And I started thinking, everybody's not going to pay this price. The price was too heavy a load. And we paid it in our 30s and 40s. I said, it's too heavy a load in our 30s. We paid that price. It was too heavy a load. I said, average person's just not going to do what we've done. But because of this advent of technology, because of the cell phone, because of all these tools we have in our hands today, because of worldwide access, no one has to pay that kind of price. Okay? I mean, I hear people talk about the price they're paying to be the Carabar's business. I almost want to laugh. You know? I mean, you're still paying a price, but it's nothing compared to the price that people paid in the 60s and 70s to build a network. It just doesn't compare. But, you know, that's advancement in society, folks. So I don't want to belabor that too much. But the point I'm getting at is you want to build your network. And by the way, and you want to give yourself time to build a network. If you don't know what you're doing, my nephew called me today, and he was all excited, and I'm excited for him. I'm genuinely excited for him. Okay? And he told me how many people he has in his team. Now I said, man, I'm so excited for you. I am. He's 24 years old. And he's laying the foundation. And he got a short-term perspective. He talked about 90 days and 6 months. I'm just laughing. I said, but he don't even understand that if he look up in 3 years from now, he's at $200,000 a year in income, and he's 27, 28 years old with no boss, no employees, no place to go, and he's beat the system by 40 years. What an accomplishment. Okay? For those of you who are listening, I encourage you with all my heart, believe you can do this thing. And believe your team can do this thing. believe they can do it because they can. And there isn't anything in the world to stop them from doing it. Nothing. Except what's going on between their head. And that's what Wealth Builders is all about. Trying to help elevate their thinking, change their thinking, to help change them, to help to understand it is possible. That each and every last one of us was born to do something great with our lives. What that great thing is, I don't know. I don't know. But I know that each of us should be in search of that thing. We should not be settling for. We should be in search of that thing. Louis Straub said, become unstoppable. Become unstoppable. Okay? Become unstoppable. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't let somebody tell you can't do something. Okay? We listen to too many people telling us what we can't do because they haven't done anything. We listen to too many people say it can't be done because they haven't done anything. Hey, look, I got friends right now. I've been retired for 22 years. On July 14th. It'll be 23 years I haven't had it. That's almost a quarter of a century. I got people I call back there right now. They said, in 3 years, they're going to retire. These are the same people who watched me leave 23 years ago, talking about they're going to leave in 2-3 years. They got 5 more years to go in their job. Like I'm some kind of super genius, or like I'm some kind of super marketing genius guru who figured it all out. No. I just got a dream. I said, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to stick to it till I get it done. Okay? My wife and I did that, okay? And then my son comes along, and he's just as hard-headed as we are. We just wouldn't settle. And even when I thought about settling, I'm going to get off this. Mr. Berg, what time is it?
It is 10:33, Mr. Bass.
Okay, because I am going to open this up for some comments and questions because I'm on a rampage. But let me tell you something real quick. With my son who's 33 years old, never even applied for a job. Now, I'm going to tell you how your lifestyle can shift. Mr. Delco said some other day, well, I won't get on that, but things are shifting in your life to where you don't even realize it. I didn't realize really till about maybe 6 months or 7 months ago that my son had never applied for a job. See, our lifestyle is, we're one big family working together, and it never occurred to me to something. I know when it occurred to me because he was offered a job. Okay? He was offered a job. Because he'd volunteered and done some work for this, political party, for the Democratic Party, try to cuss. He'd done some work, and they offered him a job. He'd done it. He volunteered and done it for free. And they offered him a job. Said, look, it's such a good job. We want to pay you to come. He said, no, I don't think so. That's when it dawned on me that my son had never even applied for a job at 33 years old. This business is worth whatever price is legal, ethical, moral. You got to pay to get it done. And every single person on this call can get it done. Anyway, I've set up. Mr. Berg, you know what? Let's open the queue up. And maybe I can take some questions and respond to some folks for a few minutes.
Q&A session has started.
Maybe I can help them. Thank you, Mr. Berg, for all you do. Mr. Berg is doing all the panel for me tonight, folks. My hands are full. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, you're live. The Q&A question is live. Whoever it is, you got a question or comment?
First Leader, you're live. You might be muted.
Mr. Best?
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Best. This is Dr. Gwen from New Jersey. I just want to thank you so much. You are an awesome mentor, and I pray for Ms. Best every day. And I just want to thank you and our team. Let's go.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate your comments. And by the way, folks, Valerie's doing well. She hates for me to leave at the hospital. You know what I do at the hospital, right? I go there, I sit there, I watch her sleep. I rub her feet, watch her sleep. Watch her sleep. And then as soon as I get ready to leave, she wake up and say, where you going? So I said, Val, I got to leave her now. I got to go home and do the freedom call. She said, okay. So anyway, next caller, please. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Dr. Bond. Thank you. Next call in queue, you're live.
254-392, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Best. This is Reggie, part of the multi-millionaire Scott team here in Texas. And I just want to say great stream on live on Facebook and great call all together, man. I tell you, we love your leadership, and anyone can do this, just like you said, man. Love you, man. Great call.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Scott. And Mr. Scott, look, I meant to talk about folks who says, "Well, I can't do certain things. I got a disability. I'm hearing impaired, or I'm vision impaired." No. Every single thing you can come up with as to why you can't do it, we have somebody in the business that's doing it anyway,
Absolutely.
and has already done it.
Absolutely.
So it's an attitude. Next call in queue. Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Mary Jordan. Hello, Mr. Bass. Mary Jordan Smith in Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you, Miss Mary Jordan Smith.
Excited about being able to be on the call.
Well, Miss,
Have a great evening.
and you are another example of a person who, Miss Mary Jordan Smith, I so admire you in every single way. Number one, I know from the time you've gotten in, you've been at every single function, every single event, no excuses whatsoever, and the fact that the tenacity that you've shown in getting your back office done, getting the computer done, and Miss Mary Jordan Smith is, I don't want to tell you age, but let's just say that she's
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of 80 in a couple months.
she'll be 80 in a couple months. And some of y'all there, well, I can't do this because, I'm 60 years old. No. She'll be 80 in a couple months. She's figured out, set up her back office, done the things she's done, and been at every single event, every single function, always on the call. Please, folks, please. I just said, no matter what your reason is for not being able to do it, you can do this. We have someone on the team who set an example for you and showing you it can be done. Thank you, Miss Mary Jordan Smith. Next caller, you live.
Good evening, Mr. Bass. This is C.C. Mahone calling out of Georgia. This call is just amazing. Every time I listen to you, it takes me back to the way we used to have to do this type of business. And I understand, and I just wish everybody could really hear what you're saying about anybody can do this, because Harold Spice has taken all the negative out of this company that you and I have gone through in other companies, and he's made it so simple. There's no excuses for not doing this. Too young, too old, it doesn't matter. I just appreciate you sharing that tonight with us, and I just love you for calling me that day. Back to you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Miss Mahone. But see, it's somebody like you or I who've been to the rodeo that can truly appreciate what Mr. Harold Sykes is. Like, he looked at the business, the industry of network marketing. Because again, now, Karatbar is not a network marketing company. We're a licensed e-commerce company operating in 120 plus countries. But he looked at the industry and said, what is it people don't like about networking? He says, well, the sign-up fee. Okay, let's eliminate that. The monthly qualifiers. Okay, well, let's eliminate that. The GATUs. Let's eliminate all GATUs. Everything's up front from day one. You sign for free. You got full access to everything that everybody got access to, from Miss Shirley Gober, the top income earner in the company, to the person just got in 5 minutes ago. Miss Gober got the information, access to the same information that brand new person got access to. Please. Okay. Well, what else? No monthly qualifier. Oh, you really can't get kicked out. You can't? No. You can't even quit. Why? Where you quit? We're not asking you to do anything. Every single thing you do here is voluntary. There's no mandatory auto ships. Oh, you don't have to buy gold every month. No, if you don't want to save gold, that's your business. We're trying to logically explain to you why you should be saving in gold, not paper. But if you can't see that, hey, that's on you. We're doing the best we can. Okay?
And Mr. Duff, the business will be there when you finally see the light and decide to work your business. It's still waiting.
It's still waiting on you. And that's something, God almighty. Woo! And I haven't seen it like that in my lifetime. I've had people who have tried to quit Karatbars, and they can't quit because they keep getting paid. Look, they don't even know what they got their hands on. They try to quit, try to rob and do something else. Go, this money keeps coming in. What's going on with this thing? When you plant, I'm gonna calm down. So you get me excited, CC. Next call in queue, please. Thank you, Miss Mahone.
Hello, Mr. Bass.
Good evening.
And everybody online. It's Sherelle Quarterman, Statesboro, Georgia.
I just wanted to say Harold Sites has made it so affordable. Everybody can afford it. Even if you don't get a package, you can get gold.
That's right.
How amazing is that?
That's right.
Love you, Mr. Best. You know you're the best. Mr. Best of the West. Yes.
Well, thank you. And look, I think this team is the best. I think this is the most incredible team I've ever been associated with in my entire life.
The whole system. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I thank you guys so much.
Hey, well, thank you. Next call in queue. You're live.
Good evening, Mr. Best.
Good evening.
Multi-millionaire by choice, Mr. Kerry Fletcher from Columbus, Ohio. I just want to thank you this evening for our outstanding call, as you always do. We know, for many of us on the call, many of the partners out there, we know you're also going through your own adversities, and we appreciate you being on tonight. First, I just wanted to give a salute to my two new business partners, Ms. Melissa Schultz from Detroit, Michigan, and she brought another person in. His name is Kelvin. So Melissa got a silver package, and Kelvin got a bronze package, and they're getting started to save gold and getting the free cryptocurrency. But I just wanted to drop a little bit of notes. I currently have my own home security business, doing home security system.
Mm-hmm.
But in my 40s, I decided, I said, let me see if I could still do it and just work a 9-to-5 job. So I don't want to name the company, but it's got something to do with the box with the smiley face on it. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Because you can't name any company. But I come to quickly realize why I quit doing that and started my own business in the first place. I didn't like the fact that somebody telling me that I could only eat for a half hour. I didn't like the fact that somebody could tell me that I got 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, or tell me I should walk out because I took too long using the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the fact to have to rush and beat down my physical body and rush through traffic and all the rigmarole that you go through just trying to get free. But the money that I was making just went right back out into gas and bills, and it was actually I was losing more money than I was even making.
Right.
And on top of that, just destroyed my body down. So if anybody out there just listening, man, just again, like Mr. Best said, anybody can do this business. I've been in it for 6 months now and got some great success going on and building people along the way. And again, just want to thank you and a shout out to you and your wife and your kids and stuff like that. And we appreciate you.
Hey, thank you, and thank you for your comments. And like I say, you have to have an experience sometimes to truly understand and appreciate all the things that Karatbars allows you to do and be free. Because I sit there and say, look, I've been in the hospital for 6 days, last 6 weeks. I've never had to call the boss, never had to check with him. Okay, didn't have to say. You get the story, folks. Enough said on that. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Berger. Now I want you to cut me off about 10 minutes to 11. Because I want to get people to understand now, because the Blitz takes place at 11 o'clock. And, folks, this Blitz has proven to be very, very successful. People who are getting on it, they're getting off it, they're getting the package, they understand the 4 literal fundamental things to do to build your business. So I don't want to go right to 11 o'clock. I want to give you time to go text a few friends and invite them. So next call in queue, please. Next call in queue, you're live.
This is Linda Kelly, Hampton, Virginia.
Good evening, Miss Linda Kelly. How are you?
I am golden, Mr. Bass, and I'm telling you, you are putting a fire up underneath us. And what we have in our hands with Karatbars is the vehicle for freedom and wealth. And let's go.
Hey, thank you. And let me say this real quick. I believe Karatbars is the ultimate freedom program. See, network marketers out there talking about freedom. But I believe this is the ultimate freedom program because in most other programs, 50% of your time is spent talking about the product and delivering product or picking up product or carrying it. We don't have any of that. Mr. Harold Sites took all of that away. All we're doing is sharing information with people anywhere on the globe, Miss Kelly. And all they got to do is go in, click, get gold, and you get paid. They can order 1 gram of gold and live in South Africa, and you'll know in 1 minute they got a gram of gold. Man, and you're not paying 1 dime for the software. For the multi-million, see, as I said, don't tell anybody, okay? This game, we're not playing the $1 billion game here. We're playing a $1 trillion game here. Don't spread the word. Oh, that's right. I'm live on Facebook. Ooh. Okay, let me get off that. Okay, anyway, next call in queue. Thank you, Miss Linda Kelly. Live. Next call in queue. You're live. Next call in queue. You're live.
404-798. You're live.
You might be muted, as Mr. Rodney Berger says. Next call in queue. Let's go to the next one.
Well, great golden evening, Mr. Best. This is Team Parkinson. And we are just fine. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. We just, man, just your wisdom and everything is what keeps us going, and we appreciate all that you do by encouraging us and showing us how to stay motivated. And what you said earlier, that no matter what we're going through, we can still do the business. And while we're going through, don't let that hold us down from doing and just going to the end of our destiny. So we just want to thank you for all that you've done and imparted in us. And on behalf of Candace,
I'm sorry. I was waiting for that. Next leader, you live. Oh, God. Go ahead. That's awesome.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
I'm Sunshine Reagan in Nashville, Tennessee, and this call is phenomenal, outstanding. Just to hear my family members just speak to you with the love that we all have for one another. And this whole mission of Harold Sykes to free us. And I said, I texted on Facebook, it's only going to be reached to those who are ready to receive it and want to share their love for what they know. If they don't know what they got or don't appreciate it, they're not going to share it.
That's right.
I love you.
That's
I
right.
love my family. Good evening. Ow.
Oh, hey, look, I feel guilty now. People ask me, why are you so relentless about this thing? Still right? I'm already free. What keeps you? What's driving you? I feel guilty not telling folks. Okay? I mean, I interview people, and I'm going to say this again. I interview people everywhere I go. Grocery store, Walmart, Food Line. It don't matter where I am, Sports Mart. It don't matter where I am. I'm always reaching out. Hello, how you doing? Talking to folks. I'm in the hospital talking to folks. I got cards in my pocket, man. I'm talking to folks. Sometimes I go, shh, look, I don't give my card to everybody, but I'm going to slide one to you. If you're interested in getting free, let me know. Shh, don't tell. This is not for everybody. This is just for you. I mean, I just had some fun with this thing. But now if I say hello to them and they don't have the right attitude or I'm not feeling the right vibe from them, I don't tell them. Okay? I don't tell them. And see, that when you get that attitude about your business, that you feel guilty if you don't tell certain people, and there are certain people, they don't say the right things you don't tell, then you know you got the right posture. You know you out there, you're not begging people. You are actually freeing people who want to be free. Okay? Okay? I feel like Harriet Tubman sometimes. She said, I freed thousands of people. I could have freed thousands more if they only knew where they were enslaved. But once you go on this road, she said there was no turning back. Okay, there was no turning back. And she'd take out a pistol and a person, because once you start this journey, you start getting some challenges. I get caught up, man. You start getting some challenges. Want to go back to that comfortable job where the job wasn't that bad. It didn't hurt that much. I got to play on the weekend. I got to see the games and all that kind of. You want to go back, and she take out a gun and say, "Ain't no going back. You're not gonna go back and tell them the way in which we came. I'll shoot you dead right here." Well, we can't do that in Carrot Bars. Everybody get free. So, if you decide to, not do it, you don't do it. But the bottom line is we got a roadmap to freedom, folks. Anyway, what time is it, Mr. Berger?
Mr. Best is 9 till 11, sir.
Let's take one or two more, and then we got to get out of here. We got to give you time to text a few people real quick to text and let them know. The Blitz at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock Blitz call. Okay, I don't know who's doing it, Mr. Delco, but 11 o'clock we rolling. Yes.
Peace and blessings. Good evening, Mr. Bass. This is Sister Amina Aziz. Mr. Bass, it doesn't, the yeses and the no's, they're not even important, nor are the negative and the positive responses towards Carrot Bars. From dream big to give yourself time to succeed, I can hear Mrs. Best saying, just have fun with
Hey, thank you very much, Sister Amita. Thank you very much. Last caller in queue before we break. You're live.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think I was going to get a chance. Okay, I'm going to make this quick. I'm Karen Briggs from California, Mentone. I just had to seize this moment. I figured if you're using this time right now to reach out, I can do the same. I got to put my inhibitions behind and just say thank you for your vision, your dream, and just not giving up. Thank you to your wife and your family, just sticking with you and you guys being arm in arm and just doing this together. So WBW, I'm every day more grateful for and thankful for, and just I'm growing.
Hey, well, thank you. And look, folks, I'm sorry that
Q&A session is over.
Look, I apologize. We can't get everybody here tonight, but I really do want to give you a few minutes to text some folks and tell them the Blitz call is going to start in 5 minutes. They want to get there early as possible. Make sure they get a seat. I want to thank Mr. Rodney Berger for helping me this evening. This is such a team, folks, and I could spend hours talking about the teamwork and all the things behind the scenes that the team do to help facilitate and make this easier for everybody to participate and do. But believe me, Karatbars is the easiest journey you will ever take to freedom. Is it easy? No, it's just the easiest thing you will ever do to get free. Okay, it took me 12 years to get free. That doesn't have anything to do with you. Okay, I believe I learned a lot and I can help share that information with you. But this is simple and it's easy and it can be done very fast. Take massive action, right now, massive action with the fundamental. Share with everybody you know. Wait on no one. Love everyone. Go after this thing. Dream big. And no matter what your dream is right now, I'm telling you, dreaming too small. We're playing $1 trillion game. We're not a $1 billion game. We're playing $1 trillion game. Between the cryptocurrency, you understand, we merged three things: cryptocurrency, this whole Carrot Pay system, and networking, and e-commerce. Okay, we're about to change the world. And we're in a position to do it, and you're here now, and the world don't know we exist. We're the best kept secret on the planet today, and nobody knows. Good evening, Mr. Wayne Thompson, Mr. Joseph Shivers, and all the folks who joined on the live stream. God bless everyone. Thank you for your call. Let's get on the Blitz call in about 5 minutes. Thank you once again, Mr. Berger. Thank you, Mr. Delco, for all you do. Thanks to the whole team and all the moderators. Good night. Dream big. And don't let anybody steal your dream.
And they can unmute themselves. All participants are unmuted. Goodbye.